对不起啊，爸爸啊，妈妈已经买了晚餐了，OK， 来，你记得吃你的晚餐，还有一罐 coconut，OK，Just remember， 爸爸 always love you， 妈妈 always love you。好，他吃了吗？今天？
早上吃mushroom fried rice 不是吃到那早上我们看。
蔡先生的二儿子今年15岁，从2023年，儿子躲在房间里，不肯跟家人见面，也不说话。
我是担心等一下他今天晚上不懂吃不吃，他刚才有一点 reaction 了。3个小孩子都在上学了，大的现在已经在高中，小的今年小6，第二的原本应该是今年中3的，可是他已经2、3年没上学了，直到现在没办法跟他沟通，不是说我们不跟他沟通，他不愿意跟我们沟通。
在爸爸眼里，儿子在上小学时和一般孩子没两样，读书也很用功，直到升上中学。
2年前的6月，慢慢的，就是偶尔1、2天不去学校，我们也不知道发生什么事情。他就是讲他不舒服，不要去学校，肚子痛。天天都抱着希望，希望他出来，能做的我们也尽量做，带他去看心理医生，他也不愿意开口。心理医生就跟我们讲 ，There's nothing we can do for you。那句话到今天深深的烙印在我心里。
根据人力部2023年的劳动市场调查统计，新加坡约有17000名15岁至24岁的青年，不升学、不就业、不参加培训。他们当中有些是隐蔽青年，超过6个月把自己封闭在狭小空间，没有参与社会活动，也没有精神疾病记录。
I'm 19 this year. I'm studying in poly and I'm looking to pursue uni after my NS ends, which is probably next year. It was from around Sec 2 to the end of my second year of Sec 3 because I had to repeat a year in Sec 3.
Kenneth 不想上学的那段期间，刚好碰上冠病疫情爆发。
It was like a continuous cycle of just sleeping, waking up, eating, playing games, eating again, going to sleep. Sometimes it would even get like mixed up during days and nights. So on the days that I actually did feel like going to school, I would have been playing games all night and I wouldn't have the energy to go to school afterwards.
当时 Kenneth 和妈妈住在3房式祖屋，但是母子之间说不上几句话。
I don't think I was very in tune with my own feelings back then. I thought everyone didn't understand me, so I didn't want to understand them back either. It was quite tough, to be honest. Every time my mom would ask me, why am I at home? Why am I not in school? Eventually, it would just lead to fights as very verbally abusive.
隐蔽青年封闭自己，寻找内心的答案。青春岁月也在房间里一个人度过。
现在已经中3了， 中山的一定是过了 puberty， 他一定是长得比较高 ，OK， 声音也破了，应该是变声了。可是没办法看到他，这2年很想，因为作为父母，你很想跟孩子度过 OK 成长的过程，可是我这个第2孩子，我没有办法，已经错过了，找不回了。只有一个希望，希望他有一天他走出来，我就是在等那一天，好像很久很久，真的很久很久，很想他。
阿哲，
我觉得我们还是要多给阿哲一些时间。
你就是这样，孩子在跟你吵架，他已经几岁了？你想做什么？你想做什么？
你们不让我上网，你们什么也别想做，不要逼我，也不要管我。
阿哲，
在我的字典里，没有失败这2个字。我起码也是一名快捷源流的中学生。小学我开始学机器人编码，中学也代表学校机器人研究所去比赛。
这是你做的？
嗯。
看起来没有什么特别啊。看起来没有什么特别。
阿哲，现在都几点了？你怎么还不起来啊？上学要迟到啦！
吵死了！我不要去上学。
你都已经好几天没上学了，
妈，
老师都打。
你知道你很烦吗？上学读书已经没有意义了，老师根本不了解我，上课也是睡觉，我不如留在家里睡，你就不要再烦我了。
你看，这样子像话吗？
都已经好几个月了，每天只吃一点点，再这样下去该怎么办呢？
阿哲啊，阿哲啊，你到底想怎样啊？你再这样下去，你妈妈很伤心的，你懂吗？阿哲。阿哲
，3个月、6个月、1年，原来完全不需要出门。我发现，不跟他们说话，我觉得很自由。
他都不理我们的，我们都不知道究竟做错了什么。
你这个儿子，他是无药可救了嘛？
什么你？儿子也是你的好不好？什么都怪到我头上，
因为都是你宠坏的。
我为这个家已经尽心尽力了，你怪我？
阿哲，你给我出来！你看看你姐姐，她都不像你这样的啊。
走开，走开！我不是姐姐，你们滚！
你看你这儿子，阿哲，给我出来！你不出来我就……
喂，
给我出来！
干嘛？
给我出来！
你干嘛？
给我出来！
干嘛？
你能多人躲多久？去上学，给我去上学！
我不要上学！不要上学！不要上学！不要上学！走开！走开！你们走开！走开！走开！走开！走开！
不要这样！
走开！
你好，请问是阿哲的爸爸吗？
是啊，
我是张社工，是飞跃的社工。请问阿哲的具体情况是？
只是半夜才肯出来洗澡，一直在房间里面不出来。
这样，那我们就暂时不要提他去学校的事情，让我试试看吧。阿哲，阿哲你好，我是张社工，我很想认识你。阿哲，阿哲，我是张社工，你还好吗？我今天又来你家了，我只是想跟你说一声我要走啦，拜拜。他几时愿意改变，愿意打开心结，我们都不知道，只能等待，多一点耐心吧。
谢谢你。
谢谢了。
我是张德仁，我是负责这个个案的一个社工，我们一步一步把他带出。那我觉得第一是给他那个空间，他几时能够愿意和我说话。另外，理解青少年发展阶段的需要 love and belonging， 还有 acceptance。若家庭能够做这方面做得好的话，那其实对青少年是很有帮助的。
Hi, Mr. Chua.
Come, Rahul, take a seat.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah. So, hi, Mr. Chua. Nice to see you as well. Normally, as well.
去年底，蔡先生向飞跃社区服务求助，社工会透过家庭访视，了解家长和孩子的沟通情况，给予建议。
他2年没有去看医生，他有没有生病？答案是有的。能怎么办呢？就是在食物方面，我们就给他补充一些营养，增加他的免疫力。
家人和社工平均得花上3年时间，才能让隐蔽青年打开心房。
From the last session to today, how has your son been?
Once when I sent him the food, I tried to talk to him a little bit more. So he was like not happy. Then he was like pat on the door 2 times. Then after that, I was like, okay, I stopped.
Okay.
You are bothersome. Okay, don't bother me anymore. Right. So then we realize it. Then we walk away. So I think there is some form of communications now.
社工会帮助家长处理好自己的情绪，也提醒什么该做，什么不该做。
Has there been ever a time where it got so frustrating that you decided, I'm just going to go in?
Not really, because for us, our main concern is that his safety. We actually also check in with the psychiatrist, mentioned that it is better not to force entry so that it breaks certain trust which might not be able to build up again.
孩子虽然躲在房间里面，但是还是能想办法保持沟通，就算是单方面的，至少他还知道还有人关心。
We try writing notes to them, and basically that's how we try to build trust. And one thing we tend to avoid is to talk about the issue. Yeah, because if we do go in talking about the issue, they normally do not want to talk to us. So we actually try to get to know them by understanding what their interest is before we eventually address the issues that are present.
Kenneth 在4年前终于踏出房间，重新和家人、外面的世界连接。这是因为他突然想通了。
I started feeling unfulfilled with my life. I saw my own grades and I saw the fact that I had to progress onto Sec 4, but I had to drop down to normal acad. I felt then that I really needed a change. If not, it's not going to work out for me and I'm not going to have a foreseeable future to look forward to. One day when I woke up, I looked in the mirror, looked at myself. It's a bit disgusting, like revolting, and I didn't like the way I looked. I don't think anyone wants to be physically unfit, and it wasn't a good feeling. When I was starting to return back to school, I think the two people who helped me the most was my grandmother, because she was the one waking me up every morning, making sure I got up in time. And the second most important person was probably the counselor from school. She allocated counseling room to take a break from my classes because I was still quite socially awkward and anxious around people. She thought it was a good idea to introduce me to IMPAT and towards Kelvin and the other people from IMPAT.
So one side you will see
对一些孩子来说，成长的道路是曲折，也是漫长的。在他们最混乱的时期，其实最需要的是陪伴和接受，也就更有信心能找到自我的价值。
Very good. Ready and go. Now.
I think the most important way that it helped me is to keep showing up for those boxing lessons. It led me to believe, hey, if I can do this, why can't I do this for school as well? The second way that it helped me, like, where do you want to see yourself in like 5 years, that kind of questions. What I want to achieve, what goals am I looking at? What do I want out of myself in the future? During my Sec 1 and Sec 2, that I actually had a dream and a passion that I wanted to pursue, which was a career in law. It definitely inspired me to go ahead.
What the component about the good work is about your future. Most young people, when I meet them for the first time in the programs, right, we always ask them, like, oh, why do you go to school? Everyone is doing this, that's why I'm doing it, right? But it's never a reason for themselves. For us, what we want to do is to help them to give them their own reason. Of course.
Okay, let me help people continue.
Very good.
I think the most important thing I want to say is don't be afraid to reach out, because there's definitely people who want to help.
好，那么他回去学校之后呢，我们会继续在一个经过这个学生。
阿哲，
阿哲。哦，其实你爸爸的电脑有点坏，我听说你修电脑很厉害是吗？你可以帮我们看一下吗？来，过来，这边坐。
真的修好了。
阿哲，你真厉害。
这个过程真的 不是一些普通爸爸妈妈能承受的。所以我就是愿意走出来，愿意为这些孩子发声，愿意为这些父母发声。这2年，我们一直给他的讯息，给他的 message 就是无限的爱，就是跟他讲，爸爸妈妈永远爱你，然后给他无限的空间，可以度过他这段不容易的阶段。我真的很想看儿子。
年轻的一代，慢慢的觉得这忙碌的社会越来越找不到人生的意义。重点是让他们觉得父母接纳他们，然后设法从他们的爱好、他们的兴趣，了解他们要的是什么，他们想成为的是怎么样的一个人，透过不同的方式感受到成功，还有能够有意义的贡献这个社会。